We live, y'all. What's poppin'? It's your boy Cassius Cuvée, and this is the come up. We're gonna wait till everybody jumps in here, man, but we got a big show today, man. You know, I've been predicting a lot of stuff going on in the markets, and I've been right. So, you know, we got the background music playing right here. It was all good just a week ago. Shout out to the chat. All set is in the chat. Anybody else in the chat, make sure you jump in and say what's popping. And we might do some live streaming as well. Everybody, Frenzy's in the house. What's up, Frenzy? Yo, Jesse's in the house. What's popping? Yo, we might do some live trading, but this is how we're going to do the live trading. We're going to vote. And you guys, if I get enough top chats or whatever, you know what I'm saying, we'll do the live trading. And I'm going to let the audience decide if I go long or short. And I'm going to do my scalping strategy and show you, even if I'm trading against the trend, how this protects your downside. All right. So that's why I don't even need to decide if we're going long or short. I mean, we'll look at some tickers together or something like that. But, you know, I'll find a good ticker, and then we'll decide if, you know, if we get enough. You guys got to do the super chats. If we get 5 super chats, then I'll let y'all decide if I'm going long or short. Otherwise, I'll just decide. But, man, we got a big show today. I want to let everybody get in here. I got a new wrap today. We got a lot of stuff going on. First of all, I got to say, not financial advice. Nothing I say here is financial advice. You can do your own research. I'm showing you how I trade. I got a lot of different strategies. It's also for entertainment purposes only. We got a rap coming up, new original rap based upon the Jay-Z song. It was all good just a week ago. As you know, we were. It was all good last week. The thumbnail said ETH hits an all-time high. So, you know, I always keep it real with y'all. That's one thing about me. And shout out to all the wave makers in the private group, which is called the Profit Circle, because we've been getting some great plays, y'all. So special shout out Blueberry. You know what I'm saying? I want to give him a shout out right now. That's the wave maker of the month right now is Blueberry. Call after call. We got one right on the screen right here. We're going to show you Trading View. This is one he called out, but also some of the newer traders are starting to call out plays. All right, we got some good ones in here too, man. So we got last night. I got my notes right here. We got so much stuff popping. Just last night, I want to give a shout out to the wave maker. You know, the name not spelled exactly with all characters, but Moretto, and he got me in a play that I'm already taking profit on both of these. All right, so already here's the Discord right here. This is the PYTH call that Blueberry made, but then we scroll up, and this was the other one right here, TA, that we had a call from Marietta right here. See him right here. So join the Profit Circle. It's free to join, and basically, you know what I'm saying, we're giving out the free game, man. The plays is getting called. You know what I'm saying? I can't help you no more. You know what I'm saying? I can't really help you. If you must not like money if you're not in the Profit Circle. I'm going to just leave it right there. You know what I'm saying? We're going to come back to that. You know, I'm going to let everybody join. We just got started. Shout out to the chat. Y'all already popping in there. Jesse, all set. Frenzy, everybody. Okay, you guys want some fashion advice? Your boy Cassius Cuvée can definitely help you with that. I got to have a whole nother show, man. I've been meaning to write a book, too, and you think I'm playing, but I really will write this book. It's going to be called Dating Advice for Crypto and Tech Bros. Some of y'all need some help, and I got you covered. Fashion is just a little part of it. You feel me? Just a little part of it. What's up, Andrew? Is Andrew in the house? Man, so we got a lot of stuff covered. What I'm going to do real quick, though, I want people to know how long I really been doing this, because I'm tapped in every day, you guys, in the group. The private group knows it. All day, every day, man, before bed, as soon as I wake up in the morning, my eyes is getting messed up. I got some news on that. I wasn't even sure if I'm gonna tell y'all, but I'm probably, since you guys are rocking with me, maybe halfway through the show, sometime after the wrap, I'll let you know I had some updates on that. But basically, I've been going hard for a while. And if you guys didn't know, I've been featured on CNBC, cover of the Wall Street Journal, and lots of stuff like that before, way back in 2021 and also even in 2022. And I just want to show you my first appearance ever on CNBC. I wake up one morning. This is actually the day after the Super Bowl. And David Faber and Jim Cramer and everybody, this is the clip. They had a whole segment dedicated to my song Spag Dream and your boy, yours truly, Cassius Cuvée. I'm going to play this one time just to show y'all what was going down back in 2021.
It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. You know I gotta
I come back, I wake up, they come back from commercial break and just start playing it. They don't say nothing.
Man, it's crazy. If you win a SPAC game, you know what I'm talking about. We sick of IPOs.
So they plan is they gonna get started. You see it says CNBC. I really just filmed this on my phone on my TV. Got the COVID hair.
What the hell's that? Get it on the ground floor. It paid big, so I searched and then I found more.
Well, there's more evidence of SPAC phenomenon. Yeah, it is spreading a new music video called SPAC Dream. The rapper there is Cassius Cuvée. And I enjoyed listening to it, of course, Jim. You may have as well. He knows his stuff. And there's a lot of name checks. I think that's the right term, Carl. I'll go to you out there for our colleagues at Fast Money and a lot of other people as well, all in that so-called SPAC game.
I was going to say, Jim, is it indicative, is it toppy or the beginning of something new?
Well, it wasn't in the halftime show. So
You talking about the Super Bowl halftime show?
Oh, you got another full year, but
yeah.
If it wasn't a halftime show, the weekend pretty good. I was
he ends on one of my favorite lines, of course, one I've used a lot here, and he mentions you as well. Take a listen.
Look at David Faber's face.
Picking Tesla over other EVs is no surprise, but I can tell Jimmy Chill likes polarizing. It amazes you how many EVs are in favor. Much respect to Mr. Musk, Elon the trailblazer. Maybe my investments will make half of you green. Like David Faber say, I got a SPAC and a dream and a mouth.
There it is. Everybody's got a SPAC and a dream, and certainly every day we see evidence of that, don't we, Jim?
Oh, but you see these people who are announcing now. You remember what you're doing. Let's say you're a bank loan officer, and the guy comes in, and he's a fantastic name, and says, look, I want $500 million. I mean, there would be, so let's see your balance sheet, No. What's your idea, David? Do you have a dream? If you get a dream, you get the $500 million, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jim Cramer.
Jimmy Chill give you $500 million.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
All right, Jimmy Chill.
You betcha.
Yeah. Carl, I think it's too late for us to have a SPAC and a dream, but at least we can enjoy the rap.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's looking pretty
All right, so Jim Cramer. Jim Cramer trying to be funny, but listen, honestly, David Faber is the best. Shout out David Faber. Honestly, it's one of the funniest things that's ever happened to me was that these people cared about me in my music video that I filmed in the hood in East Oakland about SPACs. And so, shout out to CNBC. Later, I was a guest on Fast Money with Melissa Lee and Guy Adami. Guy Adami's been on my show. Great people over there on Fast Money. They were my favorite show, so I got lucky being able to come on their show. Anyways, I just so ought to say this, man. I've been in this game for a while. I've seen so many things happen in these markets. I kind of stopped watching TV and movies and sports, and I just been all in finance ever since. So when I come on here, it's not financial advice, but I'm telling you, I have a lot of experience. I've seen some stuff. I don't know what y'all think, maybe because I'm a rapper or whatever. I don't really know the game. I know how to trade, and I really know finance. And, I've been talking about Jackson Hole this whole time, what would happen after that when Jerome Powell, of course, he says, we may get, might be the time, and all of a sudden the market pump, but that lasted one day. You know what I'm saying? And so these kind of things always happen because it's seasonal. And the reason is, it's kind of a weird reason, but Wall Street goes on vacation. Literally, they go on summer vacation. And what ends up happening is when they come back from summer vacation, they sell everything, and while the cat's away, the mice will play, everything pumped. And then everyone takes profit right after Labor Day. So, Labor Day is tomorrow. But, they front run it this year as they've done in many cycles. So we'll see what happens starting Tuesday. But anyways, I touch on some of this in the wrap that I'm going to show you guys later. Chat, tell me, have any of you guys seen that clip before? Had any of you seen that on my YouTube channel before? The clip of me, the first time my music video was appeared on CNBC and David Faber and them was talking about me. Anyways, we just want to get some more people in here. That's why I just want to show that real quick. Let everybody get a chance to join. But we're going to get into the markets here. Oh, by the way. Okay, Jesse hadn't seen it. It's all good. So that's why I played it, But I called this out in the profit circle. I said, if I win the $1 billion lotto, everybody who's active in the chat is getting $500,000. Okay, so stay active in the chat. Make sure I see your name. Because no one won it yesterday, but I'm playing this next one. If I win the $1.1 billion, everybody in this chat, all 7 of y'all, is getting $500,000. So I suggest you stay active, all right? Because be a generous man when things are going my way. All right. So I set that up here in the chat, and this is the Discord right here. So my private Discord is called the Profit Circle, and we got official wave makers. The way you join is basically anybody can join. There's a link in the description of this video, but in all my videos. But the way you join is, the thing is, it's free to get into the general chat and see some of the things, just like the wins column and a couple basic things. But basically, if you get access to all the other stuff over here, I got the bullish and bearish tickers, the market analysis where I go into more depth. These are like videos I'll post in here, okay? So there's more depth and everything in there. And you see, this is not just me either. Here's Blueberry. He's dropping game for show. He got, man, this guy's experience right here. He's been in the game longer than I have. So we definitely, we're in here every day, man. So, but anyways, to get access to all this, all I ask, I mean, it's $99 a month, but you don't have to pay. All you have to do is create an account with my Phemex referral code, which is right here on the screen, GMMNX5. And then there's a bot in Discord that automatically verifies your, it automatically going to verify your user ID number in Phemex. So Phemex, here's my Phemex account, right? So you can see everything is in green in Phemex because we've been shortened, like per usual. But up here is where it shows you user ID. So the user ID is right here, and you would just copy that and paste it in, all right? Now, we took some profit this morning. On some great trades. Again, these were called out not even by me. I called some out, but I want to give credit to the other wave makers who are calling out things. What's going on, Andrew? He said, imagine the BTC whale I'd be if I won $1 billion in the lottery. $1 billion, you know what I'm saying? $1 billion. I got to do with the pinky ring, you know? $1 billion, right? So, anyways, man, rap coming soon, because this rap right here, man, I don't know how loud the music is in the background. It was all good just a week ago is the name of that song, the original. But, okay, so check this out. First, let's just talk about a couple of wins real quick, because I think you saw the P&Ls in there in the general chat and in the wins column here in the Discord. This was PYTA. Now, theoretically, they had some news, some government contract or something that said they might, use them as an oracle, okay? Now, here's the thing, guys. This has been on my list as a bearish ticker for a minute, right? And you gotta I'm going way back here, because this is not unusual. This is how many of the altcoins have looked, where they did this epic pump, and this was actually January 2024, March, right? So that was that first pump. But then check this out. This is important. This is now after the election, right? Right here, when we had everything pumped, and this was like the real alt season. This was down even from that. You get what I'm saying? Because everyone was like, this is going to be the next Chainlink. And Chainlink was actually pumping hard during this time period. So, and by the way, I sold half my long-term Chainlink bag. I called that out in a profit circle as well, so you guys can know about that. There's details in there. I'm making my moves in real time, and I call them out. But here's my point. This was even relatively bearish to itself. So when it came back up to here again, and this is when, peaked in December of 24, right? Everything else tanked, when the tariff news and everything tanked, stock market, everything. And it keeps showing me more weakness. So now we get this news and we got to wait. Okay. And again, I didn't call this one out. Shout out Blueberry for this one. You got to wait until this is over. And so it's like, is it here? Okay. So there's a specific strategy I'm using to try to get into these, try to catch the top of some of these. And I admit I got stopped out a couple times. That's okay. That's all part of it. I knew that there was going to be a limit to this. All right. This is not going up back to here again. And certainly not back all the way to here again. You get what I'm saying? Like, it just ain't happening. These altcoins don't do that. It's just like the mechanics of how the markets work. Like, you got to have some crazy, ridiculous fervor to kill the order books when that kind of shit happens. And it just doesn't happen like that. This is an epic move. Let's see how big this move is, right? Just from like here to here, this first pump, 70% up to here was a whole nother, was a 110%. You know what I'm saying? That's like in a day. You know what I mean? This is the hourly chart. You feel me? So my entry is this orange line here. This was my stop. I was catching this one on the way down on the second pump, and we wrote it back down. Blueberry's right. He saw this. He was getting in here because he was waiting for a higher time frame, which is cool. And but he got out, and he was right to get out on this pump. I'm not sure if he got back in. It's the weekend. You can't catch every trade. You know what I'm saying? We're in a lot of trades, you guys. And I stayed in it because I had a good entry on this one, and I wrote it back down. And now this red line is where I moved my stop loss into take profit. Okay, so I've been in take profit this whole time. At worst case scenario, I would get stopped out. I wouldn't lose this trade in particular. Now this morning, or whatever time this was, 8 in the morning, right here, this teal line, I took half the profit out right here in this teal line. Turns out it was a good move. Now I'm going to tell you why. All of my trades are based upon market cipher B down here primarily. Sure, you can use some of this up here, but I've said it once. I'm going to keep saying it forever. This is the cake and this is the frosting. Cake is 80% of it. Frosting is just 20% of it. I know I'm different than most traders, bro. This ain't to like try to poo-poo on anybody else. The TA people believe in their TA like it's their religion or something, man. I don't know, cuz I'm in the business trying to make money. I don't like that sometimes and playing the probabilities, and I got more to say about that as well. Someone on Twitter talking about the probabilities. 112 should hold. I said, why should it hold on Bitcoin? Why should 112 hold? You know what I'm saying? There's no reason 112 has to hold just because you drew an arbitrary line at 112. You know what I'm saying? Do I see support resistance at 112? Yeah, I see it at 112 also, but that don't mean it has to hold. Support and resistance ain't the end all be all. And I said it once, I'll say it again. Momo is more powerful than support and resistance. And down here in Market Cypher B shows you the Momo. So shout out Crypto Face and the Market Cypher family for building this right here, because this shit is the game changer for me, and I lean on it for everything, and it makes trading so much simpler. There's a million strategies. All you need is Market Cypher B, you feel me? So anyways, we had this pump on Friday. I was like, okay, this is fake. Tariff news, but it was, not tariff news. The rate cut news, if you will, Jackson Hole. I was like, this is fake. Sure enough, it was, and everything just stayed in this trend all the way back down again. You know, just like this trend didn't really end, you know? And so, why does 112 have to hold? Just because somebody says so? He said, well, I'm playing the probability. What probabilities? You guys do realize that every single support and resistance line ever has been broken at some point, right? Like, it's like pretty much every single one of them gets busted through one direction or the other, right? Unless you caught the very top or the very bottom of a asset forever. So support and resistance is never the end all be all. You might bounce off it. I've seen support and resistance lines that I drew myself. It bounced off this 6 times, and you feel smart 6 times until that 7th time, and it breaks through. You get what I'm saying? Like, that ain't really the difference maker. What is the difference maker is down here. So brings me back to this. Why did I decide to take a little profit here? Do I think it'll go lower? I do. Depends how long I hold it. I do think this was an overshot so high up that I think it'll go down. Plus, I'm looking at things like an 8-hour, red dot here. We're looking at a 12-hour red dot here. When's the daily coming? Daily's coming next, right? But it's a little bit of a weird short squeeze situation. Some people still believe in this. I don't think it's going to run straight back down to here immediately, right? This is my longest term take profit. But the reason why I said at this exact moment, it turned out to be kind of right for at least a little bit of a bounce, and maybe it'll be wrong later today. I hope it does, right? I still got 50% of the position. But I'm looking at this. This is the 10-minute on Market Cypher B. These are all kind of doing the same thing, and then I seen these ones be a lower wave. It's kind of like a mini bear bullish divergence is what it really is, where price is coming down. Price is obviously coming down, and then the momentum waves are going up. And I saw that, and I got kind of nervous. It was almost a double bottom. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, look, let me just get out. Let me just take this right now. Because what if this wants to bounce and do some weird squeeze? It's the freaking weekend, man. It's also a 3-day weekend, and I called that out in the group. Crypto does funny stuff on the weekends, just like I said about it being summertime on Wall Street when the cat's away, the mice will play. That's how crypto operates on the weekends. We talk about this every weekend because my show's every Sunday at noon. Oh, by the way, if you're out there, please like this and share it and whatever else we always try to do. I'm not big on shilling my show. I'm not good enough at it. I appreciate y'all for helping me out with that. Make sure you vote in the poll as well. And the super chats, I get 5 super chats. I'm gonna stop what I'm doing, and I'm gonna go scalping, and I'm gonna let you guys decide if you want to go long or short. So anyways, I'm just saying I saw this kind of going like that, and I'm like, okay, now let me look at the 30-minute, because we were discussing earlier that it's kind of swinging. See how uniform it's been on the 30-minute here, these dots? There's not like a whole bunch of Christmas trees. It's kind of up, down. And I'm like, this ticker is swinging on the 30-minute right now is what that means. Those are the cycles, right? When you get the red dot, it's going to come down. When you get the green dot, you know what I'm saying? So I started seeing a bunch of this down here, and I seen this real deep one right here, and then this one. You see, it's another bullish divergence. The 30-minute is not real strong, but it is technically a bullish divergence where price is coming down, and the oscillator is going up, okay? So 2 green dots, right, going up. And it turns out it was, but it's just a 30-minute, so it's not real strong, okay? However, Digital Huss in the house. What's going on, man? Shout out Digital Huss, man. You're real active on Twitter, and appreciate you jumping in here today as well. And I don't know if Digital Huss, you've seen the when you'll go back and watch my first appearance on CNBC, I played it earlier. You feel me? But anyways, that's why I got out right at this teal line, because I kind of seen this momentum starting to curve up, and I'm deep in profit, bro. I was up 1,000%. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I had showing here in a profit circle here, up 1,000%. And I'm like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Let me take some chips off the table. You feel me? And that's what we did. And it was a good point. It wasn't, the bottom. Do I think it'll go lower? I do. But it was a good time in the moment to get out, right? And so basically that's what I was looking at there. Will it go lower? I think so. Now the other ticker that you can't really pronounce his name because it's spelled with like nine characters, but Moretto, he's in the chat. He's a new trader. In fact, English is his second language because he asked me, he didn't understand what take the escalator up and elevator down meant. So I explained that to him. And I understand, we're global here with crypto. So everybody from all over the world come ask questions, and you might not know the colloquial sayings that we have in English or whatever. I'll be happy to explain them to you, okay? So anyways, he's catching on though. And he had a great call out with TA. So TA, that's this ticker. I didn't know this ticker, okay? I didn't know TA. So thanks for calling. He saw this crazy pump out of nowhere, you know what I'm saying, for no damn reason. This is what it's been doing. And then all of a sudden I'm opportunist, right? This thing pumped up 198%. Come on, man. So I saw it in the morning because he called out something else that was good, but it wasn't on Phemex. It was just too shitty to even be on Phemex. This one was on Phemex, which is where I trade, right? Where I trade all these shit coins. And so this was my entry here on this orange line. Probably like here. I did one more of these. This was my stop loss here. And by the time we woke up in the morning, okay, all the way down. So I took out half the profit here, right here, and kind of for the same reason as I wanted to say in the other one. I was looking at the 10-minute chart, and I saw this. This is what I saw exactly right here. This deep-ass green dot. I said, look, it gave me the move I'm wanting. I damn near wanted to take the whole thing. And it turns out it wasn't a bad idea. Sure, it could have gone lower, and sure, I could have played it more perfectly. I wasn't sitting there watching the charts all morning. You feel me? And so basically, turned out it was right. It did pump back up. And again, I got a lot of chips on the table. I still want it to go lower, but I'm looking at Market Cypher B to tell me when to exit just as much as when to enter. That's kind of the moral to the story on all of this. So if you guys don't have Market Cypher B, I highly recommend it. I think that it's a game changer for any trader. I think that most of the crap can be thrown away. This is really what I lean on most of the time. And I have a referral code for it in the description of this video. You can put a little referral code in there and give your boy Cassius Cuvée some credit. Let me know if you do that in the comments of the video, and I'll make sure I give you some extra special treatment. There's extra special attention in the Profit Circle, the private group. So definitely check that out because you can just see it was so deep. It was looking like it went. And then here's basically the same deal. Another bearish, bullish divergence right here, right? Price went lower. This went higher. Finally, it caught some wind to the upside. Again, will this go all the way back up? I don't know. And that's the other reason why you take profit on when some of these shit coins do these pump and dumps, because it will actually, you never really know, right? It squeezed up here, could squeeze again, especially on a weekend. You feel me? All right, Chesso Andrew says, oh yeah, I stay clear of long on weekend. If you've been here for years, you've seen some crazy moves, mostly down on long weekends. Yeah, I've seen some long weekends up too, but that was like Memorial Day, right? That's the beginning of the summer, And I remember I'm getting squeezed. I forgot Monday was a holiday, and I had to average down or some crap that I probably shouldn't have been doing, but I survived that trade. This was last year, and then I made it back as soon as Tuesday came. Everything dumped, but yeah, a lot of dumps on the weekend. There's just moves that are just like wild, basically erratic. You feel me? Okay, Jesse's got Market Cypher B. I'm glad you got that. Digital Hut says, okay, let's see. I peeped at my boy, been making waves. Much respect. I was tuned in from the beginning. Just got out of the gym. Okay, right on, bro. Appreciate you. And good to stay swole, too. You know what I'm saying? We on that flopping groper 100 push-ups a day. I had to slow it down. So this is what happened, y'all. I had to have surgery on my eye, so I can't do nothing too strenuous. The doctor said I can't even jog. So I got to do slow motion exercise. That's why I had to stop being in the boxing gym. I just got back to the boxing gym. Man, I'm posting content. We getting it in, and I got to take some time off for a few weeks. So that's going on, and I'm going to have another surgery on the other eye, too. So that's what's been going on there. So I got to take it easy on that. I'm not even really supposed to be looking at these damn screens that much either, but I want to trade. All right, so now, let me just say I got some other stuff on my list. Oh, the Kanye West coin. Now, y'all, how long have I been warning y'all about meme coins, right? Last week, the song was These Memes Be Acting Up, and These Investors Be Letting Them. Perfect timing. The Kanye West coin comes out and shits the bed, as we all knew that it would, okay? And I've been made stuff back when he first, teased that he might have a meme coin. I said, you guys don't buy celebrity meme coins. It was after Trump coin and Melania. One of the greatest shorts of all time was Melania. Like, damn, these meme coins, bro, they're all rugs, man. They're all rugs. So I don't never go long. I only go short. That one, like, this is a short right out the gate, Yeezy. So anyways, I do mention that in the wrap as well. Make sure you guys stay tuned in here because I got the wrap coming up pretty soon here. I'm gonna get into the wrap sooner than later. In the poll, too. Remember, I got super chats in the poll. I'm going to do some scalping. If you guys do the super chat, I need 5 super chats. I will do scalping, and I'll let you decide if you want me to go long or short. All right. Breakout Prop. I'm trying to get, this is the last day of the month for Breakout Prop. Anybody who has not used Breakout Prop, this is where you can get $100,000 to trade a bankroll of their money. So this is I got a discount code. So basically they raised their prices for the $100,000 eval, where you can get 100 grand for the one-step program, the one-step challenge. Use my code GGRF7W. I will earn a little commission here. It's not that much, but you get a little bit off as well. So it's a win-win. I have a lot of tutorials on my YouTube channel on how to navigate this platform here. It's something about it, y'all. I just get really accurate. I mean, you see, this is a short entry right here. This little red triangle. I caught the very top of the 1 minute candle. This is the 15-minute candle, but I caught the tippy top of that. So I'm kind of proud of that one. Again, this was that pump after the tariff news, which I knew was fake. I'm not tariff news. The Jerome Powell Jackson Hole news, which I knew would be fake. And then everything, of course, returned straight going down after that. So Breakout Prop is a great place if you don't have a lot of money and you want to trade with somebody else's money. That's what Breakout Prop is great for. So I recommend it. I've been using it for a long time now. So that's Breakout Prop. Now, what else? I got more stuff on my list today. So we got shout out to the wave makers. Oh, Wile E. Coyote's everywhere. So check this out, y'all. Okay, check this out right here. This is the perfect analogy for how I look at shitcoin and I look for opportunities. Okay, just like that. And so, okay, so what does that mean, right? If somebody doesn't somehow know Wile E. Coyote, even though I know people know it all over the world, because my man in Greece, he was like, that was my favorite cartoon when I was growing up, okay? I came up with this on my own. I'm like, look, I'm the shitcoin short king over here, okay? I'm always looking for some shitcoin that got over its skis, a la this, you know what I mean? Got way over its skis. And then what I really mean by the Wile E. Coyote is because usually what happens is Bitcoin, pull back up, trading view. Bitcoin will like lead the market, right? Let me put it on like the daily. Bitcoin led the market up here, right? And then it's like double dutch or something. Like all the other altcoins are looking around like, can we go? Is the coast clear? Is the bull market back on? They will usually lag and they'll chase it, right? And then finally when Ethereum started acting right, Ethereum would chase first, then the altcoins would chase first. But this is what happens. Bitcoin dumps first, right? This is all the way back on August 14th. This is when Bitcoin's all-time high was. And Ethereum's high was here, the 24th. So it was a 10-day lag. And that almost always is how it is. I remember in 2021, that's what happened too. It was 10 days later, Ethereum made its all-time high. Or, not a great all-time high in this case for Ethereum. I didn't even get to 5,000. But then there's still some altcoins. Even when Ethereum starts to pull down, there's some altcoins, and they're doing the Wile E. Coyote. Basically, they've ran off the cliff, and they don't know that they're supposed to fall yet. And this is Bitcoin going, and we're like, what? And those are the short opportunities that I'm looking for. And in the profit circle, we're calling them out. And I'm like, this is looking like a Wile E. Coyote opportunity. Now, they're not all short squeezes, like, you know, like TA or something. Some of these, like, these can be more risky. Some of them are just more like the ebb and flow, you know, XAI, you know, Alice. Some of these these are real shitty shit coins, but like they'll pump just because, like, that's the ebb and flow. They get a little pump like this. That's all I need. I don't need a short squeeze ticker every time. APT is a good one, right? You see, it's more or less, these are big pumps kind of, but not like, you know, not short squeeze, not 100x or some crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Like these kind of tickers, I got my long ass list here because there's a lot of them just in the ebb and flow. Adam, you know, kind of the ebb and flow of what the general crypto markets are doing. And then when Bitcoin and Ethereum fall first, and this is somehow still sitting up here, you short that shit. It's going to play catch up to the downside. Do you understand? That you could do that all day, man. As a matter of fact, you don't even got to do some of the real crazy opportunities. Like Alpine was another crazy opportunity that we caught. You said entered here and we wrote it down. Some ended up getting out. You know, could have stayed in maybe. But the point is, not everyone has to look like some God Kendall that we're shorting back down. You know, this was another one like that. Whew, this one was the one. But, and look, I got scammed with right here. I had already taken most of my profit out here, but then boom, got me out. Wish I could have stayed in that. Take profit one and lose profit. Anyways, a lot of these coins, like whatever this was, you know, like they do this and then they're relatively weak because they didn't even get higher than they were in their previous peak. And you start seeing Ethereum and Bitcoin crack, they're going to fall too. They're not going to go counter trend to the market. You see what I'm saying? And that's where we find those opportunities. Flocky's another one, right? Not real crazy volatility. It was when everybody was pumping. but then it's mostly down other than the pumps. You feel me? All right, Jesse say, got into the Discord, bro. I had to create a Phemex account, but it's done now. Okay, so cool. So now that you did that, what you'll do is you'll sign up for WAP. It's you clearly say free for 1 year, 365 days for free, and then you'll get access to everything that's on the left side. Let me go over here. Everything that's on the left side of the Discord, you'll get access to that after you sign up for WAP, okay? Because you put in, go to welcome here. On the welcome, I got a little video. I need to update this video, but you got to welcome. You verify right here with this bot. You click this, and then it'll make a Discord bot. You'll put in your user ID for Phemex, and then that will get you in. And then after that, you're going to just go to the free trial, and you go to WAP right here, and then boom, after that, you'll get in. Right on, Jesse. Glad you joined, man. And then any trades you guys are in, call them out in the general chat, you know? And anybody can respond and help you out, you know what I'm saying? I forgot to tell everybody I was live. So yeah, and anybody can respond, you feel me? So and we help each other out in here. That's what we do, you know what I'm saying? I for sure am going to help you out, you know what I'm saying? So you know, whatever trade you're in, hey, take a look at this ticker. If I'm not driving or something, you know what I'm saying, I'll stop what I'm doing usually and take a look. I definitely going to always support my community who supports me. But I just want to go back to, unfortunately in crypto, there's like a lot of false flags, you guys. A lot of people talking about, I'm playing the probabilities, Bitcoin 112, it should hold at 112 until it don't. You know what I'm saying? And I personally am not one of those people who's loves the gotcha, I told you so moment on Twitter. That's not really my style. But I'm telling people to be cautious because I lost a lot of money in 2021. You know, when everything hit the fan and I believe Web3 was going to be a real thing. And turns out they just want to make crypto a casino. Oh, okay. What's going up in here? I ain't want to duck in fear. You want to trade memes? Fine. In here, hold my fucking beer. Long-term utility, they stay fading. So fuck it. I'm making a living off day trading. I could trade my ass off. So I was like, okay, fine. If that's what you want to do, there's a million ways you can get it in this market, especially with these shit coins that mostly go down after they pump, right? And that's why you guys are going to see in my main account, I've been shorting some of this since January. I'm up 5,000%, 4,000% on hell of them. So like, you know, I know how to play this game because even the coins with utility aren't getting are getting, you know, squashed. So it's like, okay, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Right on, Digital Hustlers, right? My homie right there, he knows what's up. Well, okay, you know what? And speaking of which, you talking bars, man. I'm on some real hip hop shit today. So on this one right here, it was all good just a week ago. Without further ado, I'm gonna get into this one, man, because you know this one has been on my mind every time the market pumps and the euphoria is at an all-time high, and everybody is like, "Oh, the bull market is starting and altcoin season, all this stuff," you know. And then that was just like a mini blow off top or something like that. You feel me? So we're going to get right into it, man. This is off of the beat. It was all good just a week ago. Right here. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée, and this is the come up. Yeah. That's right. It was all good just a week ago. So we're going to get right into it, man. It's the come up. Check it. I give you what you need to know. I didn't even keep it low. Yo, it was all good just a week ago when ETH was $40 away from 5K. They having a nice day. They ain't caring what I say. Scroll past the TA of the kid with the dope rapping. Ignores posts about the bear div and it won't happen. But I'm old-fashioned balling 2 games like Bo Jackson while they rather go down on the ship with no captain. I'm cut from a different cloth. Matter of fact, I cracked the mold. Can't say I didn't warn you what would happen after Jackson Hole. The NASDAQ folds every time the summer's done and crypto follows cause it's really never number one. I don't slang hopium, the thing a fiend cares about. Join the profit circle, only place to keep the squares out. You buying up what Easy sold? By now I think the people know. Yo, it was all good just a week ago. It's crazy, man. I give them the game and they scroll past it cause they lame. It's really a damn shame. Join the profit circle. It's the come up. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. Let's get it. You feel me on that one right there, man? Make some noise in the chat if you like that one, man. I had to keep it real. It was all good just a week ago. My last thumbnail said ETH hit all-time high. You know what I'm saying? And now where we at, you know? So anyways, man, yeah, shout out to the chat. You got the East Coast mixed with the West Coast flow. You like that one right there? That's right. Your boys out here in Oakland, California, but we definitely rocking with the East Coast, Jay-Z, Wu-Tang, and everything from back in the day. But also rocking with the West Coast, too. You feel me? So I'll be mixing it up. And the South. Last week I had the South. These memes be acting up. And these investors be letting them. You feel me? So, yeah, your boy Cassius Cuvée is real dynamic on the rap. I've just been a student of rap for my whole life. But I've been a student of this for a while too. You know, this trading, this finance, I'm deep in the game, and I'm basically a reality rapper. I rap what's going on in my real life. It don't matter if it's trading or something else going on, ladies, whatever. I'm gonna put it in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about what I'm really doing. You know, and I'm really over here trading, y'all. Like, this is serious business right here. You know what I'm saying? We got money on the line. People want to get real goofy on Twitter. I'm like, bruh, I'm not trying to lose money. I'm trying to get paid. So I'm trying to keep it real. Anybody who follows me, listen, I could teach you how to make money, but my passion is to keep you from getting wrecked. Okay? Let me tell you something. Crypto will break your heart. I'm trying to make sure you don't get heartbroken, and definitely not your bank broken. Don't get wrecked. All right. That's really what I'm trying to keep you from happening to you, because it happens. And, I kind of got wrecked mostly by Celsius, to be honest with you. They kind of got me on that one. That was a little bit different. But also, not your keys, not your cheese, right? So lesson learned, obviously. But, everything I'm doing is trying to protect you, because it's a dangerous game. I mean, finance is kill or be killed out here. You feel me? And, in real life, I'm always trying to look out for my people. But, when you're in finance, we don't know who's on the other side of this trade. It's nameless, faceless type of deal. So anybody who follows me, I want to look out for them. And again, I think that I've kind of attracted like-minded folks in the profit circle. You get what I'm saying? That's why I even say in the song, join the profit circle, keep the squares out. You know what I'm saying? Right on, all set, mad love to you too, brother. And I'm like, we keep the squares out, meaning like, there's no goofballs in there. And that's why I have that little one gatekeep to get access to the main stuff with the Phemex invite code, unless you pay for it, is it keeps out the trolls and stuff. Anybody comes in there shilling or trying to do anything like that, we kick them out immediately. You know what I mean? It ain't we run a tight ship over here. Only people who really are into trading and want to try to make money, come on in here. You feel me? So let's see here. What did somebody put that in? They soul pump it. Right? Yeah, I'm not against comedy and jokes and stuff, but we got real trade setups in here. So that's what, I'm trying to get real traders in the profit circle. You feel me? Digital Hustle, man, I avoided Celsius because I got wrecked by Terra Luna. Yeah, and that's kind of how it was too. If Celsius had not been the first one of those, what do you want to call them, crypto banks or whatever, I would have avoided too. Voyager and all those other ones went after. Unfortunately, Celsius was the first one that was like a bank, you know what I'm saying? But I'm glad you caught that. I wasn't in Terra Luna. Is a little bit different of a situation in that particular case. That one fucking sucked. But, listen, they all fucking sucked, right? I'm just saying, by the time FTX happened, you should have, people had a lot of warnings by the time you got there. You know what I'm saying? So, the reason FTX was such a big deal is because big, rich, big money got hurt by FTX. And that's when they're like, no, we throwing his ass in jail. Of course, Celsius, Alex Miskamsky, that was the biggest as far as the number of individual humans affected by any sort of a crypto scam was Celsius. It's like millions of people. So, anyways, that was that. But also, okay, so here's the thing. Bitcoin, okay? Some people think we've seen the market top. I might be one of them. I want to see us get through the fall, but I'm going to tell you what I'm looking at. This is the real deal, okay? I'm looking at some major, I think I have it on this Bitcoin chart. I got a lot of charts here. I'm looking at some major red flags here as far as Bitcoin goes. Now, I called out this 2-day bear div back here, and this is what I was talking about in the wrap when I said I told you guys. I called this out hella times where, let me see, did I not draw it on a different Bitcoin? This one I think I did it on. No, maybe not. I got multiple Bitcoins, got hella freaking lines on here. But basically, this is what you call a bearish divergence, all right? And this is when you're on a high time frame like the 2-day, it holds a lot of weight. So this price was going up, right? This is technically a higher high up here, right? You can see that's a higher wick, right? But meanwhile, this oscillator down here, market cipher B, was going lower. And I called this out multiple times on Twitter and in the profit group, and in the profit circle, my private group. That is a pretty epic bear div. You feel me? And so, anybody could have gone short here, which is basically what I did in all these shit coins in Phemex. You can see I'm up a lot on all these coins in Phemex. The reason they're all green is because that's when I started shorting them. You feel me? And so this is an epic bear on a 2-day. That's a pretty high time frame. But now let's go up the frame. Now you're seeing it on a 3-day. You're seeing it on a 4-day, right? It's the same bearish divergence, but now the weekly even has one technically a little bit, right? This, except it's on a longer time frame. This is the one I was looking for. So you see, this is a higher high from this peak way back here in December of 2024 to January 2025 and going up. And now this is starting to look like that on a 2-week. Boom. So that is concerning to me for something looking like a whole entire cycle top. All right. Now, I'm a Bitcoin believer. I don't short Bitcoin. There's plenty of other shitcoins that'll drop more than Bitcoin, right? So for more beta and more volatility, I'm going to short a shitcoin that could literally go to zero than I am Bitcoin, because TradFi's in Bitcoin and they may buy every dip. And Bitcoin is proven to be strong this cycle by the way it's bounced back after every, like this is March, April. It bounced to new all-time highs multiple times. And how many of these shitcoins on this list can say that, right? Like very few. So Bitcoin is proven to be, this is Bitcoin cycle. And, maybe like a Tron or something like that, XRP, but not many, okay? BNB made a new all-time highs, not many. And, that's why there's kind of no point in me shorting Bitcoin. If I'm going to go long something, I might go long Bitcoin. But this right here is not looking good. 2-week bear div, this takes months to turn around. You understand? And this is going to print in 4 hours. 4 hours and 18 minutes. This red dot right here on Bitcoin 2-week is going to print. It's not saying that price can't bounce at all, right? There's a red dot here, and we got a couple weeks. We got 4 weeks, 5-6 weeks of bounce, right? But, I don't know if it's going to make another all-time high or not off of that. It more than likely, price will go down when you're seeing that kind of downward momentum. And then we're on the monthly here. And if this rolls over on the monthly in 4 hours, we're going to have a monthly candle close. Boy, I'm not trying to fight a red dot on a monthly. That's all I'm trying to say. You get what I'm saying? Like, and then if that happens, and seasonally, right, we're going to September. Yikes, look out below. You feel me? Look out below. So I'm not, I hate calling tops. This is a big ass wick here on a 2-month. We don't have a red dot here on the 2-month. That takes a long time, right? There's only one red dot on the 2-month here. You know what I'm saying? But boy, we could get one more pump. We're closer to the end than the beginning. In fact, I even have it marked here, I think. Tom Crown, who I do trust Tom a lot. He's of course relatively bullish. But Tom had said that according to his calculations, I got hella freaking lines on this one, right? The top of Bitcoin, the cycle end is here. I need to put this on the monthly. So in TradingView, I don't know how experienced you guys are at TradingView. You can adjust where these lines appear. So weekly, I need it to show up on all the weeks, not just 1 week. So he was saying here, which is December 1st of 2025 is where he thinks was the top. So let's see, so what does that mean? That means that it's conceivable, it's possible. And I have a section for bold predictions in on the private circle, in the private group. That's saying like, okay, well, what if we see something like this? You know what I'm saying? Like something like that could happen. You feel me? I drew this on the weekly, and I'm just gonna leave this here forever. Okay, I'm gonna leave this here forever. So every week when we tap in, you're gonna see this yellow line showing up on here. And like, what if this happens? That could happen. I honestly don't know if we're going to see 119 again. I took profit at 123 on my long-term Bitcoin hold. Not everything, because it's Bitcoin. I'm still holding some, but it was this one here. I took profit here. I was actually shocked to see 123 again, but man, that's looking like a double top. You know what I'm saying? One of these, And of course, it came back, but this is still immense of the bull market. Oh. You know what I'm saying? I think the bottom of the market is going to be in 2026 in like October or November. Because the midterms is when it always is, certainly when the stock market is. And Bitcoin has proven to follow the stock market, and so is crypto. You know what I'm saying? So, trade carefully is all I'm trying to say. I'm trying to keep you guys from getting wrecked. I think we're closer to the end than the middle. You get enough downward momentum, it gets real hard to reverse it. Because here's my thing. The people who think we're getting $10,000 Ethereum and shit like that, I'm like, what do I need to see happen in order to get to $10,000 Ethereum, right? It's a serious question here, right? We've seen the NASDAQ go on one of the greatest runs ever in the history of the NASDAQ. That's not an exaggeration. Here's the QQQ. I'm going to show you. We've seen one of the greatest runs ever in the history of the NASDAQ. What exactly is going to make Ethereum pump that high? An even greater run in the history of the NASDAQ? Well, we're going to look on the daily chart in the NASDAQ. And I called this out. I've called this one on Twitter as well as in the private circle. Okay, look at this run. In fact, I'll put it on the weekly. Okay, I'm talking all time. This is one of the greatest all-time runs. If you're talking about from here, down here, we're going to do the measuring tool. From all the way down here to here, it went up 43%. And that's 20 bars. You know what I'm saying? 20 bars went up 44%, something like that, 43%. With hardly any red. You know what I'm saying? Hardly any pullbacks. There's not a lot of things that went up that far that fast, right? Even in the midst of this epic bull run that we've had. This is only 32%. You know what I'm saying? Like we got to go back to basically to COVID. I already checked it. We got to go back to COVID. Here's COVID to see a move that long out of COVID that went up that high that fast, 83 bars, like that's not normal to come up this far this fast. So it taking a breather makes sense, especially seasonality. People are going to start taking profits. I started watching, CNBC every day again too, so maybe you guys don't have to. And I report back into the profit circle to tell you guys what I'm seeing and what they're saying, And, Jim Lebenthal is like, yeah, I took 50% profit on one of his favorite stocks. You know what I mean? He's like, I was up 187% or some crazy number, And it's like, yeah, the Wall Street's going to come in and do that starting Tuesday. This hasn't even happened yet. You get what I'm saying? That's going to happen starting Tuesday. All right? This is just the first, this is just the end of the summer now. This is not even that big of a pullback, right? There's a lot of room. We just saw this year an epic crash like this. So it's not inconceivable we pull back down to something like this. It could definitely bounce. This is obviously now support, right? So if you guys don't know about support and resistance, and most people do, again, I still think it's only 20% of the cake, but it's the frosting here. But look, boom, it bounced off here. This was clearly a double top before this came back down again, right? But now this line that was resistance turns into support. And you see, even when it broke through, it's called breaking out. It broke out, right? And we had this epic run. Even just from here to here, it's an epic run. Not even counting this, just like a straight up run. And so certainly it could do something where, it comes back down to here, bounces here, and then comes lower or something like that. That could definitely happen, but the idea of coming back down to here in the grand scheme of things is not that big of a pullback for the NASDAQ. But I say all that to say this. If the NASDAQ pulls down from 570 to 540, like where this white line is, crypto's going to get crushed. Crushed. The sky will be falling for altcoins. Bitcoin will take a hit. Bitcoin. Wall Street will catch the knife on Bitcoin. But Wall Street is not going to catch the knife that hard on Ethereum. I doubt it. I really don't think so. They just got cute with Ethereum like right here. You know what I'm saying? It take Ethereum way too long to get back to its all-time high. I think this is just I think it's just a shiny object right now. You know what I'm saying? The Solana and Ethereum, you sound like you're cool if you know Solana and you're on Wall Street. You know what I mean? But everything smaller than that, all of this crap, it's going to get crap. I'll just pick one. I'm going to pick one at random. I'm going to pick any one of these coins. I'm just bonk, okay? Bonk, right here at random. How much did bonk drop? Percentage-wise, from the peak here in November of 2024, like after the election. I gotta move these tools out of the way. Just the peak here, down to the bottom of here, 84% drop in 112 bars, 112 days. 84% drop. If you think that bonk can't do another drop like that, you're tripping. It could definitely, if you're counting from, especially if you count from here, 84% would be down here. That's very conceivable if the NASDAQ all of a sudden decides to make another, a epic pullback. And what we call epic would be like 10% for the NASDAQ, but crypto would be like, oh, world's ending. So, you got to be careful with the altcoins. I mean, coming from the shitcoin short king, you got to be careful with them, All right, how much time do we have left? We don't have too much time left. Let me just make sure I covered everything I definitely wanted to cover today. Sign out for Breakout Prop. I'm going to pull up Breakout Prop here for a minute. If you guys haven't used Breakout Prop, it's something that I think is really cool because basically I know what my downside risk is, right? The downside risk is the cost of the evaluation. So that's really the only risk. The risk is what it cost you to purchase the evaluation. So the valuation costs $9.99 and you get 100 grand. I've been in this one for a while. I'm keeping this one running so you guys can see where I'm at. I'm at 127,000 now, right? But basically, it taught me how to make sure I take profit short term. You see what I'm saying? Oh, all said, sure, why not? LOL. 500 sold too. Yeah, exactly. ETH 10K, why not? Yeah, I mean, listen, all I'm saying is we would have to get some kind of crazy upward momentum to get Sol and Ethereum and all these ones to come right back up to that, man. It would be hard. It would be hard. You feel me? I don't know what would need to happen. And we just seen the greatest run ever in the NASDAQ and Ethereum couldn't get to 5K, So I don't know what we'd need to see. But, okay, so anyways, here on Breakout Prop, the way it works is too, I'm just going to take a trade to show you guys, right? And this is on some sideways shit. I'm not even trading on it this weekend. But if we were going to do the scalping strategy, let's say I would zoom into the 1 minute on here. This is Ethereum Classic. And so then I keep Ethereum over here because my thesis is that Ethereum Classic somewhat mimics Ethereum. And then when it trades, this is kind of giving me a trend over here. So I'm looking at Ethereum, right? This is both the 1 minute chart, right? This is a scalping strategy. And I'm looking at, okay, so like, has it been relatively bullish or relatively bearish? It's been pretty in line with Ethereum. Looking down here, we got the 10 and 10. The 10 be here. So let me zoom all the way to here, right? This is as much they'll let me zoom out on the 1 minute chart. So it's not exactly in line. If ETH has been a little bit more bullish, right? You can kind of see ETH's been going up, kind of going down. So it like tells me I want to be relatively bearish on Ethereum Classic if I want to, if I have a bearish bias, right? So let me go back to TradingView, and when I have it set up, I have it split like this. So TradingView's down here and this one's up here. But let's just say, for the sake of doing this, we can see it. We're TradingView here. All right, Ethereum Classic. There we go. All right, Ethereum Classic. Looking at it, let me move this up. Constantly moving around the list to keep the important ones near the top of what I got. I always have Bitcoin, Ethereum. Keep the NASDAQ up here, Bitcoin down. It's fun to look at, but it's not something you can trade off of. Okay, right. Bitcoin, Ethereum obviously been more. We got to zoom in here. Looking at the 1 hour, right? So here's the 1 hour, right? So this is that Friday when everything pumped. Friday before last. All right, same deal. So yeah, this weekend, clear, and this is a CME gap line. The one I like to use on TradingView, by the way, is this one here, Bitcoin CME gaps, and it just all it does is show me this line of where the CME gap, but it says it for like every ticker. It shows where the weekend started exactly. So this is an easy measuring stick to determine who's been relatively bullish or bearish this weekend, right? This has been Ethereum's performance since the weekend started, where the blue line is, and which is 3 o'clock on Friday, my time, right? And then and this is where Ethereum Classic. So Ethereum Classic not quite as bullish as a regular Ethereum. All right, this is on the 1 hour chart. So what I would do is, honestly, it's not the best ticker to scalp, because it's not giving me enough volatility, but that's fine. I'm first looking for what the 1 hour is doing. This is clearly trending down, even though there's a 1 hour green dot. Well, it's not there anymore. So now we have a 1 hour red dot. You guys saw that disappear, right? And that's what happens. It's not printed until the actual thing ends. But for my strategy, you don't wait for the candle to close. You're just going by what's the last dot you see. In this case, the last dot I see is a red dot. So I'd be starting the strategy late if I was going to do it. But basically, it's telling me that I'm bearish. So then I would zoom in on the 10-minute, and I would be waiting. It would have been nice to catch this one, but I've been waiting for that first 10-minute red dot, and that's where I would have entered the short. Technically, we are bearish in the moment. If I had entered my short here, it would have been nice, because I would have caught this or right the next candle whenever it popped up. I don't know. So 5 moves got a 5-minute one, so fine. Forget it. We'll just go on just to show you what happens. So Breakout Prop, because I just want to show you how I would do this on Breakout Prop, just to show you how fees do everything works, right? Ethereum Classic, you can see every unit is moving in one of these, right? Every pip is one of those. So sell 6,000. We're going to, just for the sake of this video, we're going to make it less. So $630. Okay. So enter in here right here. So this is what I want to look at. The commission over here shows 45 cents. So I know it's going to cost me 90 cents to get in and out of this every time. If I had it back on 600 lots, then that would have been $4.50, right? So I know that it cost me $9 every time I want to get in and out of a trade. And I did it on a market, just a market buy right here, just a market buy, not a limit, okay? Because when you're scalping, you got to get in and get out, okay? You don't really have time to do limits. It might not hit. So now, zoom in on this a little bit. Okay, look, and this is the thing. Here's my cheat, right? Ethereum's going down. Okay, good to short, right? This Ethereum Classic is probably going to follow that down, right? So far now we're at break even. Oh, I'm actually up right now. I'm at P&L break even right now, right? Because you lose like 1 pip when you market order in off top, plus my fees right here. So 1 pip is, let's see if you go on here, stop loss. If I did 1 pip, it's $3. Okay, $3 is 1 pip, right? This shows you the spread right here. Okay, so now, right? So I'm down, like, it's like right in the middle, they give me for 60 cents or whatever, right? But you keep in mind, it's going to be plus another 45 cents here. Nothing really going on right now. Like I said, it's not really a great time to scalp, but I just want to show you guys how you take into consideration all the fees and everything else on Breakout Prop when you're scalping, because it kind of matters more when you're scalping. We're still on a little downtrend here. I'm going to check back over. I'm looking back over here on this. This is sideways as it gets, y'all. This ain't a good ticker to scalp right now, but I would be waiting basically first for a green dot on the 5-minute before I even consider exiting. I'm just going to let this ride, right? And what happens is the 3-minute comes first, then 1 minute comes first. So basically, you're going to see a 1-minute green dot first, then you would see a 3-minute green dot, and then you would see a 5-minute green dot. And that's where I'd be considering getting out between the 3 and the 5-minute. In this case, I didn't enter at the perfect time. So if I saw a 5-minute green dot, I'd probably just get out to get my money back, right? And, you know, if at break even, it's no big deal. Just a little bit of break even here. And it's boring. You know what I'm saying? It's boring. And this is when you don't want to take your eyes off it just in case a big move's coming. But, you know, this is when you can do some squats or some push-ups or stretch or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to get your workout in while you're doing this stuff. Don't sit here leaned over talking on a mic like this. You know, you want to be like, whatever. You know what I mean? But I'm an active trader when I'm scalping, so I do need to keep my eye on it. You feel me? And here's the main point about Breakout Prop. I'm not going to lose more than I enter. So if I get breached, which is you break the rules, meaning I lose more than 6,000. If you go negative 6,000, then you get breached. If you hit 10,000 positive first, though, then you get funded. So basically, this strategy is set up so that you never get breached because you're always cutting your losses as soon as the Momo goes against you in Market Cipher down here, Market Cipher B. Okay? That's why I developed. That's what Breakout Prop helped me develop this. And sure enough, look, Ethereum is going down, and this is still going down, right? So I'm trading with the trend is what's happening right now. I'm trading with the trend. We're looking here at this. This is curling down. That 5-minute red dot is why I went short, and so far so good, right? And this could reverse any moment now. This is such a small time frame, but at least it's not going against me at this exact moment. Now, obviously, once I get better at this ticker, I can scale up. I will go back to, instead of $629, I will go back to this. And Breakout Prop will let you put that there. There's no real way. Someone asked a question in one of the videos, how do you know the lots or whatever? You don't really know until you type it in. It's just, there's no way of knowing. That's a little bit annoying. They do the math for you, obviously, but this would be $6,200 worth. And by the way, too, you don't have to use the whole 100,000. $6,200 worth can make you a lot of money. You know, that could make you. Also, altcoins have 2x leverage built in. Bitcoin and Ethereum have 5x leverage built in. So it's kind of like saying you got 12,000 on it if you just did this. You feel me? So you don't need to use the whole 100K. That's why the other people get wrecked, is because, not wrecked, breached, but because they're trying to use the whole entire bankroll. You don't have. There's no rule that says you have to do that. I like to purchase the $100,000 bankroll because then I got plenty of wiggle room. You can still make real money, but that way you don't have to worry about getting breached. All just one accidental move against you real quick. You feel me? I don't have to use the whole 100 grand. I can still feel like I'm doing something as far as real world dollar value amount. So that's why I always do the $100,000 one when I purchase one. I haven't purchased. I mean, I just purchased one recently, but I've been in this one for so long that I haven't had a chance to purchase a new one. They let you have two evaluations. Well, they let you have an account and an additional evaluation. You can't have two evaluations at once. Once you get funded, then you can get another evaluation. So that's what I just did. Haven't really traded on it much yet, but that's what I got going right now. So I'm going to stay in this trade. We're probably going to wrap up the show here. I'm going to play the wrap video one more time for the one time. I'm going to stay in this trade until it goes against me. Oh, one more thing too. You can set an alert. So if you right click on this and you click this here, you can set an alert that says, hey, Market Cipher B, show me when this is a green dot, a small green dot on this 5-minute. Send me that alert. So now I'll know. This will notify me when I want to get out or start looking to see if I want to get out of this trade. So no big deal. They'll send me the alert. It'll pop up here and it'll pop up on my phone also. So that's another trick. Definitely right click on this. You feel me? Long and short. They wanted me to go. You guys, I didn't pick. We're going to end the poll. The poll ended. They wanted me to go long. 85% said go long. But since you guys didn't do any of the super strats, I don't go by what you say. I go by what I say. And by me going by what I say, I'm winning my trade right now. Okay. Now, I would have done whatever you wanted me to do, but I would have waited. In that case, I would have waited for the time to come in with a green dot. And then I would have gone long, just to show you guys that then when the next dot came, me exiting the trade, it still protected me, even though I would be trading against the trend. And so like next week, I'll probably do more scalping the whole time. I just had so much to talk about with this market and Jackson Hole and me predicting all of this shit correctly. Like I had to talk about the macro environment a little bit more because I've been right. You know what I'm saying? I don't really know what else to tell you. And this is not even about ego. It's about I got money on the line. You know what I'm saying? This is my Phemex account. I'm not trying to lose. You know what I'm saying? I've been right. So, you know, we being realistic in the profit circle. This is a hopium-free zone. You feel me? So, anyways, I'm gonna end with my wrap one time, and I got this on here. So, wait, do you go live weekly or I go live weekly now? So, yeah, Digital Hedge, good question. The come up with Cassius Cuvée is every Sunday at noon Pacific time. Every Sunday at noon. And I'm just doing once a week for now. I'm thinking about, there might be some time I might say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to jump in and do some scalping. I'm just going to turn on the camera. I'm not even going to do much talking. You're going to hear me muttering to myself, and I'm just going to be in Breakout or Phemex. Just, no, I'm about to do a long short here, cussing and shit. Oh, this stupid ass fucking coin. You know, I might, you might catch me doing that one day this week or something. You know what I mean? Maybe not this week. I'm still trying to let my eye heal, to be honest with you guys. So I haven't been on this shit as much. But I'm staying consistent with the once a week every Sunday at noon, though, for the come up with Cassius Cuvée, like rain or shine, right? And no matter what, I'm gonna come on here Sunday at noon. So that's really what it is. So let's see here. We're doing all right. We're up $1.80. So that'd have been $18, right? If I had stuck with that 6,000, we'd be up $18 right now. It's kind of cool sometimes you do it on a ticker like this, because when they're slow moving like this Ethereum is giving me the cheat code, right? If ETH keeps doing this in my favor, all of a sudden you see a candle. But then here's the flip side. Sometimes this will start to go against it, and this one hasn't moved yet. And I'm also looking at over here, and I'm looking at market cipher B, and I'm like, ruh-roh, this is starting to roll over again, and you'll get out before the move goes, blows up in your face, because you got this. It's kind of like a baseline ticker. Oops, let me come back. The baseline ticker, which is Ethereum in this case, this is leading the way down. Look how much down this is. That gives me confidence that I don't need to jump out of this anytime soon. Let's either catch up to the downside. You see what I'm saying? Start catching. See how it did 2 pips right there all of a sudden, all at once. You feel me? All at once. So, it's giving me the confidence now. If all of a sudden Ethereum wanted to pump back up here, and this hasn't moved yet, I might say, let me just get my money and get out. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how that works on the scalping strategies. A little bit of intuition and also just kind of seeing what's leading the market. Like this is a lot of times this is Bitcoin, right? It was Bitcoin for most of this year. It was just Ethereum when it was, when the ETH got hot, and the coins that are following ETH, obviously Ethereum Classic is going to follow ETH. Well, that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. No, I'm not going to be, sorry, Jesse, I'm not going to join Billy Go. I did last week. I joined Billy Go's. I can't do it today, though. I got some stuff I got to do after this. Appreciate everybody joining. I'm going to send it out one more time with the wrap here. Oh, first, one more time with the Wiley Cody. This is reminder, look out for coins that do this right here. You feel me? That right there. But we're going to sign off. That's to come up with your boy Cassius Cuvée, man. Yeah. That's right. Just a week ago. So we're going to get right into it, man. It's a come up. Check it. I give you what you need to know. I didn't even keep it low. Yo, it was all good just a week ago when ETH was $40 away from 5K. They having a nice day. They ain't caring what I say. Scroll past the TA and the kid with the dope rapping. Ignores posts about the bear div and it won't happen. But I'm old-fashioned balling 2 games like Bo Jackson while they rather go down on the ship with no captain. I'm cut from a different cloth. Matter of fact, I cracked the mold. Can't say I didn't warn you what would happen after Jackson hold the NASDAQ folds. Every time the summer's done and crypto follows, cause it's really never number one. I don't slang hopium, the thing a fiend cares about. Join the profit circle, only place to keep the squares out. You buying up what Yeezy sold? By now I think the people know. Yo, it was all good just a week ago. It's crazy, man. I give them the game and they scroll past it cause they lame. It's really a damn shame. Join the profit circle. It's the come up. It's your boy Cassius Cuvée. Let's get it.